Sunday, 27th of June, 2010. 11:30 p.m. It was late on a hot summer night. Partick Central Station was sweltering, and D.I. Colin Anderson was bored. Not tired, just bored. There was a pile of paperwork waiting for his attention, but he couldn't concentrate on it. He really wanted a case he could get his teeth into, but all he had was the suspicious death of one William Stuart Biggert in a fire in the very early hours of the 21st of June. And that case had visited every other desk in Partick Central before landing on his. The Forensic Fire Investigation Unit were due to deliver a report first thing in the morning, after which he might have something of evidential value, but he knew his heart wasn't in it. The top brass would be better off putting their money towards Locust, the new organised crime initiative, rather than looking into the death of pond life such as Biggert, whose only evolution had been from a dealer in dodgy DVDs to a dealer in dodgy heroin. He knew it was frustration. He should be a DCI by now. He had completed his required competency portfolio for promotion twice over. By right, the next DCI post that came free would be his. But the current DCI, Niven McKellar, was making it difficult for him to shine. The Biggert case was not going to be a career maker. He glanced over the room, noting the quiet chit-chat of phone calls, the odd conscientious cop typing at a computer, everyone catching up while they had a minute's peace, going through the door-to-door statements from the night of the fire. It was known to everyone that Biggert was dealing, and dealers, by definition, had connections, but nobody wanted to talk. Anderson couldn't blame them. D.S. David Lambie was sweating just as much as Anderson, red hair clamped to his skull, his fair skin pink and angry along the hairline and the collar, as if he'd caught the sun. He had been on the phone to every takeaway within 300 yards of Anniesland train station, which put them in close proximity to the scene of the fire at the Apollo Flats. Lambie's voice showed he had little hope of getting any kind of lead at Susie's Palace, and was making notes in a suitably relaxed manner. Anderson looked closer. His sergeant was doodling. Then Lambie hung up the phone and gazed deep into the middle distance, rattling his biro noisily back and forth between his teeth. Anderson coughed loudly to bring his sergeant back to earth, knowing that Lambie was thinking about his wedding to the lovely Jennifer again. A phone rang. He looked round the office. None of the Partick boys seemed inclined to pick it up, so he did, grateful for the diversion. "A what?" he said, once the voice at the other end had paused for breath. It was such a bad line that even at 11:30 on a Sunday night, when the room was quiet, he could hardly hear. "Can you repeat that?" He caught Lambie's eye, made a dip of the head towards the door. "Yes, we're about 2 minutes from it. We might get there first." "No, we don't mind." "Yes, we're on our way." D.S. Lambie had already grabbed his jacket from the back of his chair. "Where are we heading off to?" he asked, as they rattled down the stairs. "Down to the river. There's an incident just this side of Anderson Quay. Seems some drunken reveller aboard the Waverleys reported somebody in the water." "If it's somebody in the river, shouldn't the Marine Police unit deal with it?" puffed Lambie, following Anderson out and across the car park. The air was still hot and heavy, the darkness of the summer night unconvincing. "Disbanded, pretty much. It's just an anti-terrorism strategy now, a response to 9/11. If you fall in and are drowning, you only get an old guy in a rowing boat. But this guy is holding on to a ladder. Why doesn't he climb up it then? Knackered? Pissed? Drugged? Anyway, those ladders are all covered in slime and weed. Bloody slippy. No matter what, it's a breach of the peace and a chance to get out of the station." 4 minutes later, Lambie pulled up on the harbour terrace. They both hopped out of the focus, eyes scanning the river for any signs of activity. There were no lights, no patrol cars, nothing.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it. at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.